Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood. Now it's 6:30.
Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30. Getting results. Thank you for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Matt Austin. Ginger has the evening off. We want to get you right to our 7-day forecast. Jonathan.
Yeah, guys, and it's going to be a rocking couple of days. Really, once we get into Sunday, something we haven't seen in quite some time. Widespread rain. The sea breeze is going to ignite some things up. 20% shot for rain tomorrow. I think most of us are dry on Saturday, but there will be a few stray showers trying to sneak in off of the Atlantic tomorrow. So don't be surprised if you do see a quick hitting shower. But again, most of us are going to be dry. Big day is going to be on Sunday. I think there's going to be multiple rounds, first in the morning, and then the widespread stuff really shoots in here for the afternoon through the evening. We'll take you hour by hour, and I'm going to show you the high-resolution future radar to plan your Sunday. Temperatures back to the middle 80s. Rain chances sky high at about 70%. On Monday, we're going to keep rain chances at 30%. I think most of that is going to stay to our north, though, but nonetheless, rain chances are going to stay with us through about Tuesday. It is much needed, but it's coming at an inconvenient time if you have plans outside tomorrow. We're going to break down the rest of this 7-day forecast and, again, take you hour by hour and time out those storms for your weekend plans coming up at about 6:47.
Jonathan, thank you. Well, several viewers contacted us about the end of the toll road rebate. They want to know if it's going to come back. So we checked with several state lawmakers today. And as News 6's Troy Campbell found out, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of will in Tallahassee to renew it.
Come Monday, starting up your car and hitting the Florida tollways could become more expensive. That's because a popular toll relief program is set to expire. We spoke with some drivers about how that affects the routes they take. Peter, tell me, how often do you drive on the tollways?
Oh, quite a bit. Yeah, it can almost every day, actually, yeah.
Peter Fernandez was gassing up along the Florida Turnpike on Friday when we caught up with him. He says he's enjoyed automatic refunds from Florida's tollway relief program. What's your thoughts about this expiring on Monday?
Not good. I mean, everybody needs a break like that. In today's economy and stuff like that, everything counts. So if we're able to get a 50% discount on it, and that's going away, that's something that can help the average person on a day-to-day basis.
How often do you drive on tollways?
Every day. They're everywhere. On the Turnpike, Osceola Parkway.
Lori Smith was also driving along the Florida Turnpike when we spoke with her about how much money she's been saving the past couple of years with the toll relief program.
Thank God there's some relief, especially for Florida residents, county residents, because we live here. We're already paying the bills and taxes, and we'd like the tourists to help pay that. But we're the ones taking the brunt.
With the current toll relief program, drivers who use SunPass and ePass, who drive on tollways 35 or more times a month, receive a 50% discount. The program was extended last April for 1 year, and it's set to expire on Monday. Do you think it's something the state should reconsider and maybe extend?
Of course. I mean, why would they consider even getting rid of it? It's a logical thing to do that helps the everyday person. Floridian, yeah.
Florida State Senator Jason Broder says he's not aware of any discussions to extend the toll relief program, but says in part, quote, "I think all tax cuts are on the table every year. This is one of about a dozen or more options to be considered for tax relief." So do you normally try to stay off of tolls? Explain.
It's just easier to do the tolls.
Other drivers say they understand the tolls can create more revenue for infrastructure funding. What is your thoughts on it expiring on Monday?
Well, they ran out of money. They ran out of money. What are you going to do about that?
You understand the money has to come from somewhere.
Right, right.
In Orange County, Troy Campbell, Getting Results, News 6.
Wildlife officers are looking for an injured bear seen in the Altamont area this week. I want to warn you, the pictures and the video of this animal are kind of tough to look at. They'll make you sad. News 6 reporter Catherine Silver is speaking to neighbors and Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission as the search continues.
We traced the same path through the Spring Oaks neighborhood.
Have you heard about an injured bear?
Where the black bear has been spotted.
Its front left paw was injured.
Pictures shared on social media and with state wildlife officers show the animal near Little Wekiva Road and Willowwood Avenue.
It's pretty much right at the end of our block.
Where Jerome Ragusa calls home.
I'm surprised you ever run into him just cruising the neighborhood. From the looks of that, yeah, broad daylight roaming the streets.
FWC tells us they're also looking at this video that shows the bear visibly struggling.
You can see he's wounded on the front hind of one of his front legs. So, yeah, looking a little lean too. Poor thing.
Wonder what happened to it.
That, who knows?
While we don't know how the bear was hurt, we do know it needs help, which is exactly why we reached out to Katrina Shaddix with Bear Warriors United. Hi, this is Catherine with News 6. She's also been in contact with FWC while she's in Tallahassee for the legislative session. On Facebook, she shared an update Thursday night saying wildlife officers were in the neighborhood. We saw notices left on doors from when they were there. They tell us they're still searching for the bear and consulting with their veterinary staff about its injuries. Along with that update, FWC is also asking anyone who sees the bear to give it space and also give them a call. You can report it right to their wildlife alert hotline. The number is 888-404-FWCC. We also have that number posted on clickorlando.com. In Altamont Springs, I'm Catherine Silver, getting results, News 6.
A proposed fuel terminal that caused a pretty big stir in Ormond Beach is now moving its site up to Flagler County. Belvedere Terminals is now proposing that $75 million fuel storage facility for Palm Coast. It would go off PV grade and US 1 near one of the city's wastewater treatment plants. News 6's Molly Reed explains why it's moving.
This is that new almost 80-acre site that Belvedere Terminals tells us they have their eyes on. Way behind the water treatment facility is the railroads that the company would be using. Now, there's still a lot that needs to be done before all of this is official, but for those residents down south in Ormond Beach, they tell us this is a win for them.
It is extremely relieving. We've been fighting for this for 1.5 years now. Our community has really stepped up and advocated for our well-being, our safety.
These Volusia County residents fought against Belvedere building on its original proposed site off Hall Road in Ormond Beach. Residents worried about the storing of fuel and truck traffic being too close to homes, sports complex, and businesses.
The residents of Ormond Beach said basically we don't care what the tax revenue is from this facility in our county. It's a danger to not only the residents that live here, but our environment. And we said no.
So Belvedere Terminal CFO tells us they looked north up here to Flagler County, finding this site in Palm Coast that's already zoned for industrial. The CFO telling the media over Zoom today that 300,000 barrels of gasoline and diesel would be stored here. Instead of hauling gasoline by ship and trucking, CFO Tim Schwartz says train is a more efficient and safer way to get gas to Florida residents. He says the company is investing $500 million into terminals in Jacksonville, hopefully Palm Coast, and Fort Pierce.
Property currently pays about $7,000 a year in taxes to the community. We'll be paying over $800,000.
Schwartz says there are numerous safety mechanisms in place that would stop a major accident, but in a worst case scenario like an explosion.
Fact is, a blast like that, the damage wouldn't leave our property.
Again, still a lot of permitting, site plans, and even getting the county to officially lease this land to Belvedere before any of this could officially happen. We're expecting to hear from Flagler County officials to get their thoughts on this project on Monday. In Flagler County, I'm Molly Reed, getting results, News 6.
Well, it's Central Florida's #1 news website, clickorlando.com. So let's tell you what's trending there tonight. It's the UF sun lime, and it might be Florida's next big fruit. This is a hybrid finger lime that's the result of research at the University of Florida's Institute of Food and Ag Sciences. Florida's fruit industry, we've talked a lot about it. It's been tough in recent years with citrus greening disease, but the sun lime resists that disease. ClickOrlando.com examines what it will take for that fruit to take off in the Sunshine State. It has little bubbles in there. They call it caviar. Here are some other trending stories right now over at ClickOrlando.com. A soccer stadium, hotel, housing. It could all be a part of a new planned community in Winter Garden. It's a $300 million project. It's hoping to bring jobs, affordable housing, and all of it to the area. And do you want to sleep in a helicopter? Who wouldn't want to sleep in a Chinook? Fulfill your dream at an Airbnb in Brooksville. It doesn't fly anymore, but it still has pretty cool features inside. How do you fit 2 bedrooms in a Chinook? Maybe those are bigger than I think. Well, if you think weddings can get more expensive, Tariffs may have other plans. The items that could cost even more and what a wedding planner says is the key to save. Plus, it's a hidden gem in Central Florida, the Stetson Mansion. A viewer suggested we check it out. We discovered so much cool history here. You're watching News 6 at 6. Awkward pause. Live on News 6 Plus. Getting results in DeLand, Lake Nona, and all of Central Florida.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Your weekend evening traffic alert. Okay, so this is more for Friday and Saturday night. Sunday, we're going to have some weather, so I don't think construction will be as prominent out there. Florida Turnpike north and southbound, we'll see some lane closures out there, and then those lane closures will be present overnight, Friday and Saturday, especially out here in 417 in Seminole and Orange County. But again, need to be weather aware come Sunday. I'm Trooper Steve with the News 6 traffic alert. Drive safely. Have a good weekend. I'll catch you Monday morning.
Well, News 6 loves to showcase some hidden gems across Central Florida. One of those gems is taking us back 139 years to the house that Hats built. Talking about the Stetson Mansion in DeLand. It has some new owners who now offer daily tours. A viewer emailed us saying we should go check it out. So News 6 anchor Lisa Bell did just that.
Wow, this is gorgeous.
When you walk through room after room of the nearly 10,000 square foot mansion, the attention to detail is striking, from stained glass windows, original parquet floors, to 6 marble fireplaces.
And these are some beautiful walls and doors in here.
This is a favorite feature of mine.
Did they live here year round?
The Stetsons were our very first snowbirds. They wintered here for 20 years until John's passing in 1906.
Okay, why did they choose DeLand?
Well, that's a very interesting take, and a lot of folks ask that. It wasn't an intentional visit down here, but more so we believe that Stetson was intrigued by DeLand Academy. Now, as most folks may or may not know, DeLand was originally Persimmon Hollow. And Henry DeLand, who was a wealthy man in his own right, had come here and wanted to make this the citrus capital of the world. So Henry DeLand invited a host of his wealthy friends to come, and thus began the endowment to DeLand Academy, which then went on to become Stetson School, ultimately Stetson University.
But his philanthropy and connections didn't just benefit the university.
Wow,
I
this
know.
is so
This
pretty.
is another favorite
Yeah.
space of mine.
In the dining room, the Stetsons hosted President Grover Cleveland, King Edward VII, the Vanderbilts, and more.
At the time, this was pretty high tech, this building.
It was. It had hot and cold running water on all 3 floors. It had indoor plumbing, which was unheard of. And most notably, his friends in high places comment, he was friends with Thomas Edison, who came and wired this house with his DC current for Stetson.
Over the years, the mansion has been restored to its former glory while keeping many of the relics of its past, including its original DC circuit box with Edison's own handwriting on the tags.
So with that DC current, the connection to Edison, DeLand was one of the first places in the state to have ice. It was the first city in the state to have electric street lights. And whenever you guys are ready, we'll make our way into Elizabeth's suite.
Ooh, I would love to see that. Yeah.
I often joke that this would be my room if I lived here, right?
Look, is this the closet?
It is. And
she was ahead of her time with this closet.
You see pictures of John Jr. and Henry here.
Okay.
An original small boy Stetson hat on the mantelpiece, which is one of my favorites.
It's a taste of what life was like for the rich and famous, but also a lesson in American history.
Stetson hats back in the day were shaped by using mercury. We all know mercury today is a poison, and any long-term exposure to it would have caused neurotoxic effects. Hence the term, Matt is a hatter.
You have private owners who now own the mansion, but they have opened it up for the community to come in and check it out. Why was that important for them, and why do they do that?
So, you know, this house was saved from the wrecking ball back in '05. Keeping it open to the community, I think, is what keeps her alive. And having her shut down, not sharing the rich history, would be a loss.
Lisa Bell getting results.
All right, high-tech windows, yeah.
News 6.
Come on, Edison wiring your house? That is wild. You'll learn much more about the tour, including how Stetson cologne, bourbon, and other Stetson items came about over the years. The community has been invited to the Stetson mansion there for its annual Christmas spectacular. That tradition is continuing. It's also serving as wedding venue. For more on the tours and the times, we put a link on the website at clickorlando.com if you want to check it out. All right, let's check out Mount Dora right now. Beautiful little town to hang out on a Friday evening, maybe eat al fresco tonight. The weather has been fantastic. You can enjoy tonight. You can have a great time tomorrow. Sunday, we're going to see some changes, though.
Yeah, big changes. It's going to look and feel more like a summer day. With those afternoon,
like afternoon showers.
Yes, exactly. Okay. There's going to be the chance for a few showers to sneak in here on Sunday morning, but by the afternoon, some rocking storms coming away. The sea breeze is igniting, at least on a widespread scale, for the first time this season. It's going to be breezy again tomorrow, just like it was today. Matt mentioned it, mainly on the dry side, just a 20% shot for a few passing showers. Our breeze is shifting off of the Atlantic. That's going to help to pump in some extra moisture. Then on Sunday, rounds of rain. Some of that rain could be heavy. A few of the storms could be on the stronger side as the sea breezes erupt. Wait till you see the future radar. Again, most of us going to get in on at least some kind of rain or thunderstorm activity. Beyond Sunday, starting on Monday, we're going to make our first run, real run anyway, for 90 degrees. We have our first 90s on the 7 days so far this season. We'll show you that coming up in a few minutes. Here's a live look outside right now. A few extra clouds in play in downtown Orlando. That's a live look with our Light Orlando Delivering Hope Skycam. We're back to the upper 70s. The breeze out of the east at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. That's sustained. Gusts at times this afternoon have topped 30 miles an hour. And again, we're going to keep it breezy into tomorrow. 80 right now in Denellen. We're at 78 in Groveland, 77 in Orlando. Melbourne, good evening. We're at 76. Palm Bay, we're checking in at 75 degrees. Now here's a look at your pinpoint accurate forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by the Florida Lottery.
Temperatures tomorrow back to the mid-60s to start. Patchy fog is going to be possible, but with the extra clouds and with the breeze staying elevated, those aren't great ingredients to have widespread fog start to settle back in. Temperatures tomorrow back to the low to mid 80s. We're at 79 in Palm Coast, 81 in Oviedo. Bushnell, we're going to check into the mid to upper 80s as well. So a warm day, you're going to notice the humidity go up a little bit as well. There's 9 o'clock tomorrow. Here's our stray shower chance again for your Saturday. Again, most of us are going to be dry. Note that everything's moving from south to north as we're tapping into some of that tropical moisture that's going to help fuel thunderstorms as we get into Sunday. Speaking of which, there's 11 o'clock on your Sunday morning. A few downpours, maybe a rumble of thunder, likely already getting going. So there will be some rain around early on Sunday. So heads up again if you're heading to church. By the afternoon, things start to erupt a little bit more. There's 3 to 4 o'clock. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are there. And then there comes our big sea breeze collision between I-4 and I-75. That's 6 to 7 o'clock. We have thunderstorms all over the place. They try to push back to the East Coast as well. So it's going to be a very active afternoon and evening because of these thunderstorms. Now here's a look at your pinpoint accurate 7-day forecast. Temperatures tomorrow into the mid-80s, staying in the mid-80s on Sunday with a 70% shot for showers and thunderstorms. Again, a few of those could be on the stronger side. We're going to make a run for 90 on Monday. If we don't get it on Monday, we'll have another opportunity on Thursday and another opportunity on Friday. Matt, we might be turning that corner pretty soon until we start talking about 90s much more frequently.
We'll be sweating soon enough, my friend. Thank you. Well, this year marks 70 years since the beginning of the Vietnam War. It lasted 2 decades, and when many soldiers returned home, they felt unwelcomed given the divisiveness of the conflict. So to honor those who served and recognize their sacrifices, News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez went to the Orlando VA Medical Center to honor Vietnam War Veterans Day.
The original wall that we had.
Robert Warren says it's hard to believe it's been 70 years since the Vietnam War began. He's with the nonprofit Patriot Guard Riders. The group brings this replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial around the country.
All of these have been left here by family members.
Warren served in Vietnam from 1971 to 1977. Warren says it was tough after the war as many didn't get a warm welcome.
Coming back from Vietnam, we weren't treated like the guys were today. We were kind of shunned, never looked at as anything but murderers.
Over the years, people have recognized the contributions and dedication of Vietnam vets.
It's changed, though. That's one thing that makes me happy. I know other soldiers coming back now aren't going to face what we did.
To express gratitude, the Orlando VA Medical Center is hosting a Vietnam War Veterans Day ceremony today, a healing experience for many, including Warren.
When they come back in, they come right in here and then flock to the wall, and we're able to talk to a lot of them, and it brings a lot of closure to a lot of them.
What's the experience like for you?
Makes me feel good. makes me, feel like I'm finally getting some closure to it after all these years.
That was Stephanie Rodriguez reporting, and thank you to those who served and continue to serve. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Coming up Monday, taking on the party scene without having to stay out late.
Yeah, we'll show you the trend growing in popularity where you could still have fun and get in bed by 11 o'clock.
Sign me up. Plus your pinpoint weather and traffic every 10 minutes. We'll see you Monday for News 6 Mornings starting at 5.
Hey, March is Florida Bike Month. This morning, the city of Orlando celebrated its annual Bike to Work Day. Riders met at the Luminary Green Park for a special 3.5-mile ride. Orlando City Commissioner Bakari Burns kicked off the event this morning. A crowd of about 75 to 100 people rolled out to participate. The annual Ride Your Bike to Work Day celebrates alternative, clean transportation options with a highlight to show how safe Orlando is to ride your bike.
We wanted to make sure our streets are commuter friendly, but also we're working toward Vision Zero, where our goal is to have 0 fatalities. Vision Zero, that's the goal, so everyone can have a safe commute. Our streets are safe, they're designed for bicyclists, the different ways of commuting. So again, we're shooting for Vision Zero, 0 fatalities from commuting.
City of Orlando encourages safe biking year-round. Wedding season officially kicks off next week, and those celebrations, man, they can be pricey. The average wedding in the U.S. costs more than $30,000 right now. Event planners warning couples prices could go up because of tariffs. Nancy Chen shows us how to say I do without all the debt.
3 months from now, you're going to be getting married in this room?
Yes. So we're very excited.
Azana Wiley and Damon Olison are getting ready for their big day at Crystal View in Fairfax, Virginia. Along with thinking about the wedding attire, the vows, and the RSVPs, a new worry.
Can you believe that the word tariffs is even a part of your wedding planning?
No.
No.
It was nothing we would have anticipated. It's like inflation, yes, but tariffs, no.
That's why now we're locking in rates as soon as possible.
Tariffs are affecting special events of all kinds, weddings in particular, in ways big and small. Amy McKenzie is the couple's wedding planner.
Even at this table, what would be impacted by tariffs?
The charger plates, the linen napkins, the candelabras, the florals, and even the chairs.
With costs adding up fast, she's urging all her clients to plan ahead. Big day essentials like gowns, decor, and even stationery for menus and invitations are largely imported from China. Not to mention wine and liquor often come from Europe, while 80% of cut flowers arrive from overseas. Prioritizing what matters most, McKenzie says, will be key.
If you want real flowers, maybe you'll do real flowers, but maybe you won't do this the string quartet.
To avoid surprise costs, McKenzie says couples should book and pay vendors as soon as possible to lock in rates now, as well as build a 10 to 15% buffer in their budget, and read contracts carefully to understand clauses about price fluctuations. To save money, Wiley and Olson say they're now incorporating more DIY in their wedding decor, and more importantly, staying focused on each other.
If we can make it through tariffs, we can make it through everything.
Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us here at 6:30. Stream News 6 online anytime on News 6 Plus. Have yourself a great weekend. He'll see you after basketball tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Not me, though.
Very, very late. Or early, depending upon how you look at it.
It'll be in the morning.
Yeah.